It was one of those Lagos mornings when the sun had barely risen, but the heat was already hanging in the air like an invisible burden. I was late for work again, thanks to the traffic that never seemed to forgive anyone. I had my earphones in, trying to distract myself from the honking danfos and the shouting hawkers selling gala and bottled water. Third Mainland Bridge was packed, the sea breeze blowing faintly through my shirt. I was scrolling through my phone when I noticed a man by the side of the bridge. He was leaning against the railing, head bowed, wearing a faded shirt and trousers that had seen better days. His face was hidden, but there was something about his posture that caught my attention. At first, I thought he was just waiting for a bus, or maybe resting. But then I saw it. The slight shake of his shoulders, the way his hands gripped the metal railing as if holding on for dear life. My chest tightened. I slowed down and watched for a moment, unsure. People were passing by, glancing at him, but no one stopped. Lagos teaches you to mind your business, but something inside me refused to walk away. Please follow or subscribe, like and comment on this story. I pulled out my earphones and stepped closer. Oga, are you okay? I asked. He didn't look up immediately, but when he did, I saw his eyes were red, either from crying or lack of sleep. I'm fine, he mumbled, but his voice trembled. No, you're not fine, I said, moving closer. What's going on? He shook his head and looked away, as though embarrassed. For a moment, we stood there, with the sounds of traffic rushing by and the waves crashing beneath the bridge. Finally, he said, I've lost everything. My business collapsed. My family, they've turned their backs on me. There's nothing left. His words hit me like a punch. I didn't know this man, but the pain in his voice was too real to ignore. Come, I said, reaching for his arm. Let's leave here. Whatever is making you feel like this, we can talk about it. He resisted at first, but I kept urging him until he finally followed me off the bridge. We sat on a bench near a bus stop. I bought him a bottle of water and a small loaf of bread from a nearby seller. Slowly, he began to talk. His name was Kunal. He used to own a thriving electronics business on the island. Things were good, until a trusted partner ran away with most of the company's funds. Debts piled up, customers left, and eventually, the bank seized his shop. His wife, unable to handle the pressure, took their children and left. In less than 6 months, he had gone from a respected businessman to someone sleeping in friends' shops, or on park benches. I just came here today, he said quietly, to end it. To jump into the water and disappear. I stared at him, shaken. Kunal, you can't do that. Life can still change. Look at me, 3 years ago, I was sleeping in my cousin's boys' quarters, jobless and broke. I started small, selling phone chargers on the street. Now, I have my own small shop. It's not much, but I'm growing. You can start again. He smiled faintly, but didn't look convinced. I pulled out my phone and called my friend Chika, who runs a phone repair stall in Computer Village. I asked if he needed an extra hand. Chika grumbled, but finally agreed to let Kunal help out for a week. I gave Kunal enough money for transport and a meal. Before we parted, I said, one day, you'll look back at today and thank yourself for not giving up. He nodded, eyes heavy but calmer. Months passed. I didn't hear much from Kunal except the occasional text saying thank you. Then, one afternoon, a black SUV stopped outside my small shop. Kunal stepped out, dressed in a clean suit, looking like the man he once was. My jaw dropped. He laughed and hugged me tight. My brother, he said, that day you saved me. I can't repay you enough. The job with Chika gave me the push I needed. I started a small phone accessories supply business again. Last month, I signed a deal with a major distributor. And today, I'm here to give you this. He handed me an envelope. Inside was a check, enough to expand my shop into a full electronics store. My knees nearly gave way. He smiled. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Now, it's my turn. That day, I learned that sometimes, stopping for a stranger can change both your lives forever. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe or follow, like and comment what you think about this story.